Okay everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a little different. This is one of my dear friends. I did her makeup a couple years ago and I realized that I had this video and I haven't really done much with it. So I'm gonna show you the process of going through and doing a client's makeup. So I just did her foundation. I blended it out with a damp beauty sponge. And now I'm taking concealer and I'm just placing the concealer with a brush like this. She really was wanting a more natural look. The last time she had her makeup done, it kind of just made her not look like herself. And we all know that my goal for makeup is just to enhance natural beauty. So we're going in with a lighter concealer. A lighter concealer as in it has a bit less coverage than say like a Tarte Shape Tape. But I blended in with a brush, then I went in with a sponge. And now before setting it down with powder using this brush here, I'm tapping out the concealer with my finger just to make sure no excess product is in the fine lines around the eyes before setting it down. And now moving on to powder for her entire face. She has more dry skin, but I still powder every client, especially for special event makeup. This was for a photo shoot that she was getting done with her boyfriend. So I guess not necessarily a special event, but obviously she would be getting photos taken, so we have to take that into consideration when we're doing the makeup as well. And because she is getting pictures done, I usually do more heavy bronzer or a contour, so that's what I did with that orange barreled brush. I was applying contour lightly with a fluffy brush on her cheeks and her nose, and now this even fluffier brush I'm using to apply bronzer, which adds warmth back to her face. The contour is just adding structure and the bronzer is adding warmth. So adding more to her forehead to give her more like natural sun-kissed look. And then I always go down the neck with bronzer. And I do this just to make sure the color of her makeup on her face is the same as the makeup on her neck and there's no line of demarcation. Up next, I am blending in some eyeshadow primer on her eyelids to prep for the eyeshadow and make them as vibrant as possible and help with any creasing that may occur. Here I took a fluffy brush and just a mid-tone brown shade to enhance her crease and give her some definition that will translate in the photos. I left all of this blending in here just to show you how much I blend, but I just go back and forth, so there are no harsh lines. And here you can see from a different angle I'm adding some shimmery shade into the center of her eyelid just to give it even more definition. I'm loosely blending up above her lid and into her crease here. And then now you can see I'm doing it more targeted toward her lash line. I thought that once I got color on her eyelids, we needed to add a bit more color to her forehead. I'm basically doing the same thing here, just adding more color on her lower lashes to balance out her entire eye. And then I'm warming up this Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner and pillow talk on my hand before applying it to her lash line and then switching over to a liner brush. Once the product is placed, I'm using the brush to blend it and spread it and kind of diffuse it. This is a wonderful burgundy shade that makes any eye color pop, and I use it on almost every client. Here I'm adding blush. We all know I love blush and it's really important in photos. From a different angle, you can see I'm just doing it right on the apples of her cheeks, kind of up to the back of her face. And then using a powdered brow product. It's the most natural, in my opinion, and so I use it on pretty much every client as well. We just use a clear brow gel, and I'm using the powder kind of neutral tone to fill in any sparse areas in her hairs. This is Charlotte Tilbury lipstick and pillow talk. I used a lip liner on her as well. And then here you can see the finished result. She did her own mascara off camera. Here is it in a bunch of different lighting. And then here's the finished product during the photo shoot. So let me know if you like this style of video. If you did, I'll be sure to make more. But thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.